In this video, you will learn how to upload a case to the GMDB and use the digital consent. A lot of paperwork is usually required to include patients in a research study. The whole procedure can be done easily and quickly in GMDB without any paper at all. To create a patient, you have to click on New Patient under My Patients. The datasheet will appear where you can select a reference for your patient, which will make the patient searchable for you. It is important that the reference and the datasheet do not contain any personal data of the patient. You can enter the gender and ethnicity, and notes about the patient can also be included. Under Group, you can select a patient support group. This is a feature that helps to increase your productivity in recruiting cases for your research study by teaming up with patient representatives or advocates. New groups can be added under Groups. To use the digital consent, a consent must be selected in the datasheet. Currently, you can choose between a German and an English version of the GestaltMatcher consent. If the digital consent is not required because a sufficient consent has already been obtained on paper, you can just check the box Consent obtained. Under Published Patient, an already published case can be entered. The corresponding PubMed ID or DOI must be provided. The corresponding author should also be given. In case of a paper with several patients from one or more families, the patient concerned can be defined under Family and Subject numbering. Under Feature, HPO terms can be used for phenotyping. In the field Disorder, the disease is entered as far as it's known and then linked to OMIM. Under Genes, you can enter the affected gene. Test allows the selected test method to be chosen. In the next step, the zygosity is added and the variant with the HDBS is entered. However, this information can also still be entered after the patient has signed the form. Once you click on Create Patient, the datasheet is created in the database. A link is automatically generated, which can be sent to the patient via mail. You can copy the link or use the Invite Patient button. This will automatically generate a mail to the patient that will also contain links explaining how to upload the data for the patient. When the patient follows the links, the previously selected study information, including consent, appears. Here the patient's data and, if applicable, the guardian's data can be entered and signed digitally. After signing, the patient only has access to his own datasheet. He cannot view any other cases in the GMDB or access the gallery. Patients can view their data anytime using their personal link and can also upload files themselves. They can do this under Photos and Documents via the Upload button. They can add the images or documents, such as the laboratory findings, via drag and drop, or select them via the browser. To the selected picture, you have to enter the age. Under Photo Document Type, you can select what type of file it is. Under Which Person, you can select who the uploaded document refers to. Thus, pictures of non-affected family members can also be uploaded. Since the GMDB is a modern publishing medium for case reports, all cases are public. Public means visible in the gallery for all registered users of the GMDB. Only scientific and medical professionals can register. So if you're not registered yet, watch our last video on how to get access to GMDB. To make the images in the gallery visible to other clinicians and scientists, public documents has to be selected under Privacy. However, for documents that contain personal data, Private must be urgently selected. These files are only visible to the clinician who created the case in the GMDB and obtained the consent. For patients, there is a manual in the email with a link, as well as on our download page, which describes the upload process in detail. Soon there will also be a video on this channel describing the process for patients. After all entries have been made for the file is finally uploaded by clicking on the Create button. As soon as the file has been uploaded, you will receive a notification in the GMDB. This is displayed as a to-do list. This way you can easily get to the corresponding to-do and keep track of your patients. After you have evaluated the distinctiveness, you can check off the to-do as done. Especially when recruiting patients from patient support groups where you do not yet know the disease-causing variant, it is helpful that documents can also be uploaded by patients. For example, you can use the uploaded laboratory findings to make the entries in the datasheet. Here, however, it must be checked for each document whether the privacy has been selected correctly. You can check this for each document individually using the to-do list, or you can look in the datasheet in the overview. You will also receive a notification when a patient has digitally signed a consent. If you follow the to-do link, you can check the document directly and print it out for your records if necessary. When you have checked all the entries, you must check the consent obtained box. Only when this box is checked, the patient will be visible in the gallery. You can also visualize this by the color code. If a patient is marked with a green color code, it means that the patient has signed and the doctor has checked all the entries and then checked consent obtained. The yellow color code marks that the patient has signed, but here the doctor's review and checking off of the consent obtained box still remains to be done. Red means that the patient has not yet signed and therefore no photos are allowed to be uploaded. You can also find all of our study information, consent forms and manuals on our download page. If you want to be informed about new videos on current case reports and publications, don't forget to subscribe to our channel.